Hello all, this is Akshit Priyas, and in this video we will see the statistics behind the coronavirus test as well as the analysis of survival times with Python. And also we will understand few listed topics, which is what is analysis of survival times, survival distribution, variable distribution, survival probabilities, censorship or censoring, Kaplan-Meier's survival curve. So let's start with what is analysis of survival time or the survival analysis. So assume that we have given a new vaccine for SARS-CoV-2, which is a coronavirus vaccine, and it is tested globally. And some of its subjects may died or died due to some incident, while others started believing that this vaccine is not that much effective, and they decided to move out of the case study before the case study is being completed. So this case study is known as analysis of survival times. Although this case study is used in different industries as well. Suppose how longer we are going to investigate, how longer a machine will survive before breaking it down, or how longer an individual will be subscriber of a particular newsletter of the organization, or how longer the aeroplane flight before crashing. So there are multiple use of analysis of survival time, but I will try to relate it with the vaccination process. So let's start with the another topic, which is survival distribution, and after that we will try to code in Python the survival distribution as well as the variable distribution. So now let's come to the survival distribution. Actually, there are four basic functions that categorizes the probability distribution of a time to an event that are presented as. The first one is the survival function, and the second one is the density or the mass function, and the third one is the hazard rate function, and the fourth one is the mean residual life function. Another important distribution, that is the Weibull distribution, which is often used for modeling survival data, and it was described in detail by Weibull in 1951. In Python library SciPy, it is presented as Weibull underscore mean. To import Weibull mean from SciPy library, we need to import the stats module first. So let's go on Google Colab and see how we can import that and we can use the Weibull distribution. So here I am using Google Colab. The SciPy library in Google Colab is already installed, so I have not to install it again. If you are using Jupyter Notebook, you need to install it. So I am importing the SciPy. And from SciPy, import stats. Now let's run that. So now we have our libraries ready, and now we will generate some data as sample with a Weibull modulus of 2. Before going further, we need to understand that Weibull modulus is a dimensionless parameter of Weibull distribution, which is used to describe variability in the measured survival data. And so now let's define our Weibull distribution as WD. And I have already told that Weibull underscore mean, it comes under SciPy. So I am writing it Weibull underscore mean and giving the modulus 2. And now we will decide what is our sampling data name. So let's say data underscore sample. And let's generate 200 data points. And now we will run that. So now let's fit our parameters first. And the parameter will include Weibull modulus, location, and scale. So let's do it. And I am fitting it, and it was data underscore sample. So that's all. So now let's run this. Now we have our parameters ready. Now let's see that what are our parameters in the sample. So let's print it. As you can see that there are three float values, and these are variable modulus, location, and scale. So with help of these we can locate any point in a graph, and so you can see this is a kind of variable distribution graph, and all the data within the variable distribution will form this kind of graph. So that's all about variable distribution. Now we will see the survival probabilities. So now let's come to the survival probabilities. Survival probability is the proportion of subjects that survive beyond a specified time, and these estimates of survival probabilities are frequently referred to as reliability estimates, and it is calculated for each time interval as number of subjects surviving divided by the number of patients that have already died or at risk. Subjects who are lost are considered to as censored, and that too we will discuss here in our video. And for statistical analysis of survival data, Davidson Pylon has developed wonderful Python package that is known as Lifeline, and it can be installed it by using pip install Lifeline. So that's all about survival probabilities. Now we will discuss censoring or censorship. The censorship or censoring is a form of missing data problem in which time to an event is not observed for some reasons, such as termination of study before all recruited subjects have shown the event of interest, or the subject has left the study prior to experiencing an event. For example, let us consider coronavirus vaccine test list, whose volunteers fall into two subgroups. Group 1 quickly gets side effect of vaccine, and group 2 get side effects but after few days or month. So that's all about censorship. Now we will discuss Kalpan-Meyer survival curve. A clever way to deal the problem of censorship is the description of such data with Kaplan-Meier survival curve, and it was first described by Kaplan-Meier in a book called Altman, and it was published in 1999. Here the first time was divided into small periods, and then the likelihood that a subject will survive or not was calculated, and this curve was generated using this equation, and this equation is ps equals to ps minus 1 into rs minus fs by rs, where ps equals to probability of survival period s, rs equals to number of subjects still at risk, fs equals to number of observed failures on day s, and here is the curve, and this curve is also known as life table. So at last, I would like to thank all the statisticians as well as the scientists who are involved in the rigorous process of vaccine testing. Thank you. Stay connected.